Hello guys, my name is Piyush. So today in this lecture I'm going to tell you about collection and generics in Java. Okay, so as you can see uh, on the screen you can see there is a three terms: collection, the start with the capital C, and the collections. Okay, these three things are totally different. Okay, these are not same. Okay, so we will you know uh, we will learn, we will get the things more in subsequent tutorials. Okay, so what about the today's lecture is in the past. Okay, what you was done when you want some homogeneous data, like if you want some integer collection of data, so what you have to do, you was doing a array is equals to new and same type of int and the memory size you have to give. Okay, so suppose that you are giving the memory size is 4. Okay, right. So this is an array by which you can collect the 4 integer type of data. So what you have to do, if if I want to shrink the size of an array, if I want to expand the size of an array, what you have to do, you can't do it. Okay, so for this reason Java introduced collection. Okay, so collection is what? Collection is an interface, okay, which is directly extended by a list and directly implemented by the array list. Okay, so these all things will be later we will learn. Okay, so in this lecture I'm going to tell you about why the collection and generic comes in the market. Okay, so using an array, the size is fixed. You cannot shrink it, you cannot expand it. Okay, if you want to expand the memory size, you can do it in the array. So in collection in collection, how we can do it? Okay, so what you have to do, capital C, collection, right? And collection, then object, any type of object. If I am writing my object is values, suppose that values, okay, is get the space here, and collection values is just equal to new of array list. Okay, this array list is not a method, not a collection. Okay, not a interface. This array list is what? An class. If you have any confusion, you can google it. Okay, write the class of collection in Java. Simply you will find array list, and maybe vector, you will find vector. Okay, so we will find many type of classes, but I am using array list in this lecture. Okay, in the further subsequent tutorial I will teach you how many classes are there in the collections. Okay, so don't worry and don't panic all of these things. Okay, so collection values is an object, and the new is to create an non-static object. As you know, in my, if you don't know about these all things like array and all, so you should have to watch my old videos, which is the beginners or core Java videos. Okay, so you have to go and watch it. Okay, so array list and square bracket and semicolon. Okay, this line can create and a collection, and you can, by which you can add the values. Suppose that if you want to add the values, so what you have to do, values is the object. Okay, what values it mean? What values it mean? Like if you want to add an integer type of values, if you want to if you want, you can add the string type of values. Okay, float type of, double type of values. Okay, so if I'm going to add, if you want to add the values, so what you have to do, values, this is an object, so you have to give the reference of an object. Okay, and then add method. Add is a method by which you can add the values. Okay, using the reference of the value or values object reference. Okay, so suppose that I want to add the 5, so I can add 5. Similar like this, copy and then paste and then paste and then paste. If I want to add 6, so you can add 6. If you want, you can add 10. If you want, you can add the string type of value. Suppose that my name is Piyush, so I'm writing here Piyush. Okay, it is very quite simple. Okay, and then the this thing is sufficient. Okay, so if my question is what, the second thing is my in my tutorial is what, if you want add only integer type of values, what you will do. Suppose that you don't want string type of value. This is incorrect. I don't need a string value. So what you will do, so you have to use generics. For the generic, what you have to do, this bracket you need to use. Okay, inside this type of bracket you should have to write integer. If you want integer type of value, you should write integer. Then if you will write integer, then you will here you will get an error. And if you are writing integer here, so you have to write this integer also at the right side. Okay, like this line. If you will write, then you will get an error at this line, because here you are adding a string value. Okay, it is very quite and simple. Okay, and and my question is what, then my second question is, if suppose that you want to add 8 integer number between the 5 and 6, what you will do, because the collection has not indexing. I mean to say, there is no index value. So how you will add the value between the 5 and 6? You can do it. So for what you have to do, so simple it is. Okay, so what I'm going to teach you this point, you should have to learn this thing very very carefully. Okay, so simple thing is collection. Okay, I'm writing short. Okay, don't worry about it. So collection, suppose that I'm suppose writing as collection, and after the collection is the list, and after the list okay, after the list you will find an array list. Okay, so it is very quite simple. This is what, this is an class, and this is the list. This is what, this is an interface. Okay, and this is what, this is an also interface, right? Very very simple. So class, wait a moment. So it is very simple. So if you are thinking about the collection is an interface which is directly extended by the list, and the list had index value. Right? Okay, I will teach you all of these things in the further subsequent tutorials. Okay, wait for it. And array is the class. Array list is implement the list indirectly, and the list extend the collection. Okay, this is the actual thing behind of it. Okay, so you don't need to think too much about it. Okay, this I will teach you in the further subsequent tutorials. Okay, don't need to panic. So in the 1.2 version, in the 1.2 version, collection was introduced. Okay, before the 1.2 version, collection was not introduced. So the 1.2 version, collection was introduced. Okay, after the 1.2 version, the problems came, like I cannot add the 8. Suppose that I want to add between the 5 and 6, so I cannot add, because there was not index. So so generics was introduced 1.5 version. Before the 1.5 version, there was not generic, and after 1.5 version, there was collection and generic. Okay, and then the problem again come like suppose that you can see here the collection and then type of value is integer. If you if the developers was thinking, if you are writing left hand side integer, why should you write right side of integer again? So they was doing like that, they ignore it. Simply here you can write the brackets only. Okay, use the brackets only, and simply one side, it means the left hand side, you have to write integer and then problem solve. So in the 1.7 version, in the 1.7 and above 1.7 and from above versions, you don't need to write right hand side also integer. You should have to mention only the brackets only. Okay, so these all things are in the first the theory lecture of the collection and generics in Java. Okay, so in the second lecture I will introduce the list, the theory list, and the list as well as the set and as well as the map. Okay, so thank you so much guys for watching this video, and watch my second video also.